hey, my name's Jake Joraanstad. I'm co-founder with Ryan and our CEO.
And I'm Ryan Raguse, co-founder with Jake and our executive chairman.
It's always a good beer. You gotta do the tap thing.
Yeah. I grew up on a farm about 100 miles south of Fargo in the Red River Valley. And even when I was 15, I remember Thanksgiving morning getting up at, I believe it was 1 a.m, because it was a really wet fall, and we had to go harvest, right? And so we just had to, whatever it took to get the job done, we got the job done. And then when I get to college at North Dakota State, I started a company working on mobile applications, and then during that process, met Jake in parallel, which he was doing the same thing.
We were competing, actually.
We were competing, and then we put the business together, right?
It got kind of old trying to be an expert in every industry, and so as we focused in on agriculture and we had this product that was developing, it made a lot more sense for us to hone in on that.
There's a few elevators that had in the area that realized they were behind on technology, and they approached us and said, hey, we want to build an application that just shows cash bids. And I was like, why don't we do something cooler than that? Why don't we put in everything that's useful to a farmer? I know what it's like to be out on the farm and have to get scale tickets from the truck, so why don't we integrate into your systems and bring, not just the cash bids, but the scale tickets and the contracts and everything.
We think a big part of the problem that can be solved is that relationship between the farm and the initial part of the supply chain, which is usually the grain elevator or the co-op or the ethanol plant or the mill that they're working with.
In farming, information comes at you at 100 miles an hour, right? The markets are changing all the time. Weather conditions are changing all the time. Prices for inputs are changing all the time. Bushel really is the first company that the technology is architected in a way that we can actually deliver pretty well in near real time a lot of these updates. And prior to that, you wait for your letter in the mail, you're 3-4 days behind. You can't check things on a regular basis or 5 times a day or 9 o'clock at night when you wanted to. You just ask for more beer and then it shows up.
Kind of like we're at the bar, they just bring us beer.
And so being able to facilitate those steps so that the elevator and the grower can get the information they want when they need it, but also then have value-added conversations together is pretty important for us. How do we elevate that relationship between the elevator and the farmer so that they're not a commodity anymore, they're just passing their grain through, they're also a trusted advisor, and that's really what Bushel's helping facilitate.
You're gonna need another beer.
Yeah, probably 2 of them.
Cheers.